Football, bloody hell.
Football is the most popular sport in the world, and it's not even close. Here's a chart showing the viewership numbers for the final games of some of the most televised team sports in the world in 2021. The Stanley Cup, the NBA Finals, the Super Bowl, the T20 World Cup. Here's the 2021 UEFA Champions League final. And here's the 2018 World Cup final. 1.12 billion worldwide viewers, played in a stadium with over 78,000 people in attendance. Now, football's had a significant impact on my life, and I'm not even gonna lie, my opinions regarding football are far stronger than my opinions on politics, more often than not. One can affect my life as I know it and have long-term effects on the economy, and the other is politics. And on that note, yo, what's going on, guys? Really hope you're all doing well, and being in front of camera is weird. But yeah, I'm Tinashe, the writer, editor, voice, whatever you want to call it, for everything that's on this channel, and I thought I'd just show a bit of face for this one. First of all, to say, what is wrong with you people? 100k? That is crazy. I don't really know what to say, other than, thank you so much. It really means a lot to me. In any case, this video is a bit of a special one. Instead of just focusing on a specific team or player, we're going to take a look at the sport as a whole. This video is a bit of a rendition of an article I wrote 2 years ago, so it's going to be slightly different stylistically to any of my other videos. I don't know how it's going to do, but I thought what better way is there to celebrate this milestone than something like this. With that being said, why is football so important? For both good reasons and bad ones. Apart from just straight up running, football is easily one of the most accessible sports in the world. And when it comes to team sports, I struggle to think of one that trumps it in terms of sheer ease of getting started. The only equipment needed to play is a ball, and even that can be fashioned using a few plastic bags if there are no other alternatives. The barrier to entry is almost non-existent, as football doesn't discriminate based on economic, social, or political backgrounds. Just to play the game, at least. And as a result of that, it's a sport that's enjoyed the world over. Of course, despite how far football has come, racism, politics, and all of that still exists in the game at a high level, and who knows if it will eventually be kicked out. But on a grassroots level, simply playing the game is not a complicated affair by any means. Tying in with the first point, sports, simply put, is one of the easiest ways to make friends. Age doesn't factor into this at all, and with football being the most popular sport around, whether it's playing, watching, or also playing, the effect of sharing football ideologies with someone is immense. So, at the risk of outing myself, I have to admit that I'm a Man United fan. And I don't really like to advertise it that much on the channel because I kind of worry that people may think that I'm being biased with some of my takes, which I try not to be, but maybe I try hard not to be because of that. In any case, it is what it is. I've supported them for so long that being a fan of this club is deeply embedded in my identity. So much so that at times, their results on the pitch control my mood. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that things haven't been great since 2013. Is that healthy? No. Do I know it's not healthy? Yes. Do I actively try to care less to better myself as a person? No. To an outsider, the idea of being so fanatical about a football club or set of players that I've never met, may never meet, and who realistically will never know I exist, sounds ridiculous. I agree with anyone that feels that way. However, for whatever reason, I'll continue to watch and support, and I know there are countless millions out there that do the same. It may sound corny, but football gives many people a sense of identity and something to believe in. It's basically religion for some. More than that, really. The value in this is massive. And you don't have to look too far to find instances of this passion and group mentality. From Borussia Dortmund's Yellow Wall, to Liverpool's Kop End, to the Icelandic Thunderclap, to Man City's... Never mind. Football gives people something to instantly bond over, and I've personally made several friends based on our love of the game, even if they do support rival teams. So this one is a reason for why football is important in a good way, and in a very bad way. Whether you like it or not, footballers have an unreal influence on the world around them. Every touch of the ball, every missed opportunity, every goal scored is examined deeply. Whether you believe that's fair on them or not is a matter of opinion. They did choose this life, and are compensated extremely well for it. But at what point is our criticism of them inhumane? Who's responsible for drawing the line? These are all questions that I don't have the answers to. Along with the pressure to perform on the pitch is the fact that supporters, of all ages by the way, idolize football players. Whether you like it or not, these guys are role models. which is a shame because they are just humans like everyone else. Flawed, broken, good relationships, bad relationships. And a lot of them are unsavory, out-of-touch dudes that happen to kick a ball really well. And we don't have to look too far for instances where these players absolutely do not deserve their platform. But on the flip side, we have people like Marcus Rashford feeding everyone, Mesut Ozil donating millions, Sadio Mane building schools and hospitals, and countless other athletes changing their communities. Didier Drogba is one of the most extreme examples that showcase the sheer influence of a star player. In 2005, Cote d'Ivoire was a divided nation stricken by a civil war. After helping the national Ivory Coast team qualify for the 2006 World Cup, he pled with his countrymen to put an end to the war. And shortly after this, the once divided nation began the process of reconciliation, which was eventually met with a ceasefire only a few weeks later. Now, of course, Drogba's words weren't the sole reason for this. I mean, he is a footballer. But it's hard to argue that they didn't have a significant impact. Back to the pitch, and this is a sport of infinite opportunities. There are big teams that are more influential than the vast majority of the rest when it comes to finances and resources. Of course, this comes with advantages such as access to state-of-the-art training facilities, incredible staff, and just about any other resource you could think of that would give them the edge. Despite this, teams that have all the advantages tend to fall short from time to time, and even more often, for some. Nah, come on, man. What's going on here? 80 million? I can't believe this, bro. And when they do, every now and then, an underdog has a chance of coming out on top. Denmark in the 1992 Euros, Greece in the 2004 Euros, Liverpool in the 2005 Champions League, Atletico Madrid in the 2013-14 La Liga season, and of course, Leicester City winning the English Premier League. In 2015, they finished 14th and only just managed to avoid relegation by 6 points. The very next year, by the grace of the football gods, Leicester managed to win the whole thing. This is obviously an extreme case of an underdog coming out on top and has only really happened once in the Premier League era. But if anything, it shows what's possible. And yes, the Leicester City video is coming. Next up, and yeah, it's a healthy hobby, just running around and whatnot. And finally, this is another double-edged sword kind of point. Due to the popularity of the sport, regular match days and tournaments have become spectacles with several moving pieces. Just think of the opening and closing ceremonies behind any World Cup. The crowd control that comes with hosting tens of thousands of people in a single venue. The hospitality involved with hosting large influxes of people that travel to away games or to major tournaments. The construction and maintenance of stadiums and all the associated infrastructure. And even further to that, the perils of helping out a footballer that just cannot seem to get his bib on. All of this and much more involves an insane level of planning, organization, and hands. Especially the last one. And then you have the idiots online that talk about the game and give their own analysis of how they interpret what they're seeing as if their opinion matters. As far as job creation is concerned, this industry definitely plays its part. But having said that, I mean, yeah. Let's not give too much credit when we can all see what's really going on. There is a lot wrong with the sport. From sports washing to flat-out bribery and corruption, let's not act like it's a perfect system. It is estimated that in the 5 years leading up to the 2018 World Cup, 220,000 jobs were created per year. In turn, this led to an increase in overall personal income of $6.59 billion. Great success. But at the same time, spats of homophobia, censorship, racism, corruption, and much more dominated the headlines before, after, and during the tournament. And we all know about the issues surrounding the upcoming 2022 World Cup. So to tie a knot on this one, yes, football creates jobs and changes the lives of millions, if not billions. But there is still a lot to be desired. In summary, the game of football is incredibly important and is deeply ingrained in our social, economic, and political cultures. And there are obviously several reasons for why the game is so important that I haven't mentioned in this video. If you guys haven't clocked by now, I'm a huge football fan. I mean, whoa, the guy that's made 69 10+ minute videos on football is obsessed with the sport. I mean, it's kind of crazy to think about, right? I've been consuming football content for as long as I can remember, and I remain as obsessed as I was back then to this very day. And on that note, time is the most valuable thing in the world. You can't buy it, you can't get it back in any way whatsoever. So it boggles my mind that you guys are willing to spend your time watching these videos that I make. It's very humbling, and yeah, I'm very grateful. I've still got a lot planned for this channel for the future. Lots of different video types, team profiles, player profiles, deep dives, probably a lot more face cam stuff. I want to get better at this. Anyway, I'm excited for all of it. And yeah, that is all from me today. Let me know in the comments why football is so important to you, as well as what you thought of this video as a whole. You guys already know I try to reply to as many comments as possible, and won't be any different this time. And yeah, that's it. Really hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one.